How you doing? My name's Randy. I'm with Sportsland. What we're doing today is showing you how to prep a generator for use. Majority of the generators that we offer come with the majority of the items that you need to prep it, with the exception of fuel. What we're looking at today is the Onan 4500. Inside the box you have the generator, your prep kit, which comes with your engine oil, funnel to help prevent messes. This is your charge cord to be able to charge and maintain the battery inside for your electrical components, and a tool kit in case of emergency repairs. First thing I typically recommend is putting the oil into the generator, just so that you get that done and out the way. You want to pull down your compartment door. Got your oil cap right in here, twist right out. Pretty standard to most of your small motors as far as the style of the oil cap. Nice thing with this oil funnel is it'll thread right into the motor, which is great, help prevent a lot of the spill that most of us end up dealing with when we're prepping our items. Another thing that I have found is very, very helpful when you're putting the oil in the generator is to actually lift it up at an angle so that you help the flow of gravity into the generator. And the generator itself is not too heavy. And with the help of this funnel, tends to make this a little bit easier and a little less messy. And with the Onan, this comes with the exact amount of oil that you need. Every generator has a break-in period when it comes to changing the oil the first time. What you're going to want to do is look at the owner's spec, figure out how many hours it is needed before you want to do that first initial break-in change, because every generator is a little bit different. Give that just a minute to get all the residue through. Make sure that's nice and tight so that that does not vibrate during operation and become loose. Go ahead and just slip that right back on. Next thing is going to be your electrical component. You need to be able to connect that battery. What this is going to do is enable the electric start, enable, in the case of the Onan, your fuel gauge. Typically they are covered with a plastic bag. And you just need to get that guy off of there. Go. Then you've got two electrical connections that you want to make sure that you connect. Not the hardest, but also not the easiest, depending on the size of the hands. Okay, once that's connected, go ahead and replace the hatch. At this point, go ahead and face that. We're going to get a little bit of fuel. And I'm going to put just enough in there to get it prepped and ready to run. You know, in your case, you'll probably want to go ahead and top off that tank when you get it prepped so you're ready for that first camp out. Now our Onan is pretty much prepped, ready to be used. What you want to first do is go ahead and turn on your electrical components. This is your on and off switch. You have an electrical start. Also have old reliable pulled start. This also comes with a remote start so that you can turn that on and off when you're in your coach or on the outside, so you don't have to leave your coach at the end of the evening. What I enjoy about this particular one is the push button start. Takes a few times when you first prep it to actually get fired, but once it gets the fuel into the carburetor, gets cycled, then it fires up very, very easily, very, very quickly. And also turn the gas on, makes a difference. Okay, once everything is running and fired, you'll have a load gauge, a fuel gauge. As you can see, we put just a little bit of fuel in there so that we could get it fired. As this is filling and used, this will indicate how much fuel you have so that you can stay on top of that before you start watching movies, go into the coach for the evening. Make sure that that's ready to run. You have a 30 amp plug available. And I'm just shutting that off so you can hear this a little better. And your 110. The other nice thing about the particular generator that we're looking at with the Onan, the initial charge cord I had showed you in the opening would be plugged in right here. You can also plug that into the generator while it's running and charge the battery on itself while the generator is running. Another great thing to do is just before you leave for your weekend trip, plug this in a few days prior to go ahead and charge and maintain that inner battery so that every time you go to use your functions, it's going to work great for you. And as far as prepping a generator, that pretty much covers you on the basis of majority of your generators. Majority of your generators are going to have a very similar prep process with the oil, the electrical components, and the fuel. The exception is the variance if you do not have an electric start or a remote start. Those items typically do not have a battery that will need to be prepped. Other than that, we carry again the Onan generator as well as a Furman generator at our airport location, which is 4988 West, 150 South, Salt Lake City, Utah, 84104. We also have our main location on 4001 South State Street in Salt Lake City as well, 84107.